Okay, here we are. I'm standing here on the ambulance with the ambulance people. I just spoke to them about this verse in the Bible. Egypt is like a fair heifer, but the destruction should come it cometh from the north, and her men are in the midst of her, like fattened bullocks, and they shall also be turned back, and they will flee away together. They did not stand, because the day of their calamity was upon them, and the time of their visitation. The voice shall go like a serpent, for they shall march with an army, and come against her with axes and use of wood. You're going home in an ambulance. Oasis, the voice that speaks within every creature. That's what it says in the temple of Karnak. It says she is the voice that speaks within every creature. So she's calling these people creatures. And they're more numerous than the grasshoppers, fallen spirits. So there is the voice, therefore shall go like a serpent. Temple of Karnak, Egypt, she is the voice that speaks within every creature. And then the men will come and like them axemen with use of wood. That's like soldiers with guns and bayonets. And there's the thrashing wheel. It is a wise king that brings a thrashing wheel over the wicked. Are Oasis wicked? Yes, they are. Are they possessed? Excuse me, love. How are you today? Yes, so there's the thrashing wheel. And there's the wicked. Oh, can I ask you a question? Have you ever heard of ISIS?
No.
ISIS, the Oasis, the terrorists.
No.
You've never heard of them?
No.
Oh, well, there's
Sorry.
the voice. Have you ever heard? It's the voice that speaks within every creature.
No,
The Temple of Karnak.
Sorry, no.
No. See how willing these women are to lie straight away. She just lied straight away. She said she's never heard of Oasis, the terrorist organisation. She just lied through her teeth, you know. And she's a foreigner. So that's the thing. When you bring people in from abroad and you don't know their ways, lying, falsehood just trickles off their tongues. And it says in the Bible, it is lawful to take a heathen as into bondage. Yeah, and then you shall kiss the breasts of kings. My ancestor is the high king. That's why it's called high treason. Ethelstan, Arthur. If you kiss the breast of a king, you kiss the breast of a high king. That was the submission. It says it in the Bible. There's a verse in the Bible that says kiss the breast of the kings. So the true lineage of kingship mentioned in the Bible, it can be recognised by the subjects of the king kissing his breast as a sign of humility. So therefore, Callahan, Ethelstan, the high king, to kiss his breast. That's God's after telling us in the Bible where the line of succession of the God-given high kings comes from. And Oasis don't seem to have that. I can go on forever. These people, they do me nothing. I'll be down here getting me nut tested because I had a little bit of trauma. It's been killing me for weeks. I feel like a ping pong ball. My ball's getting bounced from pillar to post from one hospital to the next. Maybe that was why the leprechaun woman that tried to rip me testicle out. You see, I had a trauma. I had a vicious partner. She tore me testicle out me, and I had to get her pushed back in and put back in and sewn back in. And now I'm down here years later because of the trauma. I don't know what's wrong. Could have the testicle or cancer. And then they're after doing their work, these leprechaun Republicans, because she just jumped up and pulled me nut out of my sack, you know. It's terrible. I had to get her sewed back in. So how am I going to produce 12 sons? See, the leprechauns knew all this, and that's the reason why she tried to take me nut. Because then I would have been a eunuch and I wouldn't be able to breed any children, you know. And we're designed to destroy hybrids, bulls of Bashan and stuff like that. Hezbollah. Egypt is like a fair bull and a fair bullock and stuff like that, because we have something in our DNA. Apparently, the Hebrew scholars will tell you that we have in our DNA a special ability given to us by God for destroying these type of animals, creatures. Well, Oasis, she calls them creatures. So that's why Gog's army will be destroyed on the islands. They will come to the islands and they will be destroyed as well, but 6 part of them will be left. Woe to them on the islands, and then the damned dwell deep, and Jesus says there's nothing new under the sun. What was before will be again. Pharaoh and is under the sun. He's the Pharaoh, he's the one that is like a fair heifer describing Egypt. Yeah, and then I had another partner try to stab me in the leg, and she was well in with loads of people that worship cows, Indian people. Up in Egypt, in this country, you'd go to Uxbridge, you'd have the police station, is a pyramid. You would have the church around the corner is a pyramid, and the civic centre is a pyramid. And it says in the last days they will hand you over to the councils. And when the council gave me a house after robbing my own property, I said to my brother, I says, there's your man there that tried to kill me. I says, they're going to try and kill me. And then a few months later, I got shot, well, a few years later on my doorstep, I got attacked and shanked through the back of my head. You know, so they tried to knock me off in a version of Egypt, in Uxbridge. Lovely day, God bless.